on, yeah?
Shit,
I'm
nigga,
penitentiary cartel today.
you ready to go to Rick?
I'm penitentiary cartel today. I'm penitentiary cartel today, man.
Let's go. Say, man, we back in the mix. Boy say he got his tennis shoes on and his strap, but I'm gonna put that Trill in their face, cause I ain't trying to catch no case. What's up, penitentiary cartel?
Man, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what time it is, man. We in here like Rolexes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm ready to go. I got my tennis shoes on. I'm strapped up. I'm ready to go, man. Let's run it, man.
Well, look, I'm gonna take you out the penitentiary and send you to juvie. When you went to juvenile detention, do you remember the experience not being able to go home? And can you describe that facility?
The juvenile facility, man, it's a two-story facility, but the juveniles is kept on the second story.
Okay.
The bottom story is like probation officers and, you know, stuff like that, administration. But when you come in, they put you in the elevator, you go upstairs to the second row. They put you straight in the bathtub. You know, when you get there, let you take a bath. You know, give you a uniform, top and bottom to put on. They put your clothes in a box and they put you in the room by yourself with a mattress on a concrete slab, man. And with the rest of the juvenile kids in there.
So
and, we eat.
The room you in, it's a solo room, or you sharing that room with somebody?
It's a single cell room with a concrete slab on the wall with a mattress on it. Got sheets, blankets, and a pillow. And it got a regular door. It don't have bars. It got a regular door with a glass window on it.
Okay.
And yeah, it got a TV decoration. We go to the day room 2 hours a day. Sometimes we go outside, play basketball or whatnot, and watch movies, stuff like that, right? If you stay there about 10 days till they run you a hearing, then they let you go home or ship you to TYC or whatever you're going to do, right?
So when you first went to the juvenile facility, the detention, how did you feel knowing that they wasn't finna let you go home? You had to, because you normally spend a night at your house, but now you at this facility and you can't go home. How did you feel, if you remember?
The first time I went to juvenile, I was 10 years old, and I was more scared than anything going home facing my mama and my daddy, you know.
So you wanted to stay at that home?
I wasn't worried about when I was going to sleep, I worried about that ass whipping, yeah.
Oh, I get it. Damn it, boy. That ass whipping was worse than detention, huh?
Coat hangers, sticky cars, and that green rope. You already know what time it is.
Yeah. We gotta talk about that rope one day. So look, you get out of juvie and you get sent to TYC. That's like the boys' home, but it's youth prison, right?
Yeah, TYC is Texas Youth Commission. It's a juvenile facility. It's a juvenile boys' home, but it's like a prison before you get to the adult prison. But it's really a prison for kids.
Okay, so you about to have a more lengthy stay over there. So describe that facility and how you felt that knowing you finna stay there months, if not a year or so.
TYC is basically, you stay in juvenile, you go in front of the judge sentences you to take the new commission. And then he might give you 6 months, he might give you 90 days, he might give you 2 years. But I was fortunate to get 90 days. So I broke my monitor off. I took my monitor off, and they sent me to Brownwood State School. So they put me up in a suburban. The sheriff came and got me, took me from Beaumont Juvenile Detention all the way to Brownwood, Texas. And you go to a processing center called the reception center. The reception center is like in prison, we got the burner unit or diagnostic unit to process.
Right.
In the juvenile facility, or you go to section school, you go to the reception center, and they process you in. You know, they feed you real good over there. You know, it was all right over there. I had a few fights over there.
So what the dorms or the cells, what that facility look like?
Oh, it's more like a room at your house. It ain't like juvenile, but it's more warmly. You know, you got a bed, you got a desk, you got a place to put pictures on the wall. You can have a radio, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
You know, little carpet on the floor, some of them, you know.
So it's like a room at your house.
Something like that. Yeah, something like a room at your house.
And do you share that with somebody, or is that solo also?
It's solo. You got a single cell, single man room.
Okay. So what was going through your mind now that you're there and you got to stay there a little bit longer?
Well, what was going through my mind was going to the real facility. You know, I was at the holding facility, TYC, and I was getting prepared to go to my real facility, which was gonna be Brownwood State School, Giddens, Gainesville, or Crockett.
Okay.
You know, I had a lot of fighting on my mind. I heard, you know, there's gonna be some fighting going on, you know, when you go to TYC. So I was just ready to do some record rating and do what I had to do to come home, man. You know.
How true was that once you got there? Did y'all have to do a lot of fighting, or what was up with it?
Once I got to juvenile, TYC, Brownwood, we did a lot of fight exercising, and it was a lot of like the house parents that worked there. You know, they was kind of like, I mean, it was a lot of I want to say like people like child molesters, like pedophiles work there. You know, I remember one time, this how I ended up getting home early. I'm gonna take you back to this story so you say how it was, right? But we had a house parent over there, which he was like the dome supervisor. And one day he called me in the office and he started rubbing on my shoulders and stuff, right?
Okay.
So he started rubbing on my shoulders. I pushed him. It was just me and him in the room. He started coming on to me like, you know, telling me how handsome I was and stuff. And I pushed him. I say, man, I'll beat your ass. Get up on me and say, hold up, man, just chill. I went to hollering talking about how I whoop him. I went off on him, man.
How old were you? How old were you?
I was 14.
Okay.
And he told me he got on his computer. He got on his little like computer thing. And he say, man, look, you better go home. You better go home in about 30 days. Just chill, just chill out. It's gonna be okay, right? And I kind of like, I chilled out. And he let me out like 30 days early, huh?
So he was trying you before you left.
Yeah, he was trying me. And but when I responded the way I responded, I think I scared him.
Huh.
You know? But and I didn't find out till years later. After I came to prison, I started reading the newspaper about a lot of stuff like that, man. I was like, God, it got way worse than that. It got real bad, you
Right.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, but you know, we have meetings, like, you know, get in the group meetings every day on the dorm. We come out and work out every day. You know, we wear our free-wear clothes, like our parents, you know, family can send us tennis shoes, radios, packages. We watched movies on weekends. We had pool tables. And it was nice, man, you know.
Okay. I thought it was probably way worse than that. But you know what? I'm going to ask you some questions about that later on. But what I want to know right now, so you done got out of TYC. You back home in PA. What the streets looking like during that time? And how long was it before you left the streets and went to the county jail for adults?
I came home 1992 March, and no, I came home February the 4th. Couple of days for my birthday, man. I came home, and you know, I started going out there hanging out on 11th Street, man. You know, I really came home. My mama had told me, you know, 11th Street had changed a whole lot. You know, since I was gone in the 90 days. So I went down 11th Street, man, checked it out, seen what was going on. And, you know, Port Arthur had to change like in 3 months, 90 days, a lot of stuff had to change, man. With a lot of new faces, a lot of youngsters that came off the force that wasn't off the force in just 90 days, you know.
Huh.
But I stayed out from February, March 21st, I caught an attempted murder case. That was the back patio shooting. But
Yeah.
yeah, the dude, with that, we talked about that in one of the last interviews, later interviews, you know.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting certified. That's when I got certified as an adult for attempted murder for the shooting in the backyard. And right then they sent me I made bond on that, but I ended up going to prison around that time, right?
So you made bond on that, but I want to take you back. So you get out of juvenile detention. You go from juvenile detention to TYC, that's like youth prison. You come home for how many months? Maybe like 4, 5, 6 months.
I come home from juvenile prison. February the 4th. 21st, I was back in juvenile for the attempted murder case. That's when I got certified.
So like you went home 3 months?
No, from February, March 21st.
Oh, damn.
February the 4th.
That ain't even a month.
To March 21st.
Okay.
That's how long I stayed out before the attempted murder.
Right. So that's damn near under a month. So now you getting sent from the juvenile facility to the adult facility, Jefferson County Jail. So when
I got certified to stand trial as an adult. I got shipped over, transferred over to the adult system.
Right.
As
So
juvenile, I was one of the first in Texas to be certified as an adult. I was one of the first juveniles in the Golden Triangle area, put it like that, right?
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
certified. Yeah.
It was a handful of y'all. Y'all was the first ones. So my question is, you get to the county jail facility. You're not even 18. How old are you at this time?
I'm 16.
So you're 16 years old. You've been locked up in detention. You've been locked up in youth prison. You know what those facilities look like. What does the county jail look like? And how did you feel mentally now that you was in the big house?
In the county, you know, I knew, they kept Almighty Port Arthur was in the county, so, I kind of had the butterflies, knowing, I was going over to the county jailhouse. But when I got up in there, I guess they heard it on the news. Man, a lot of guys out of Port Arthur, man, shout out to Peanut and them, man. They was waiting for me at the door, man, for me to come in. They was at the door, so when I got booked in, I got my jumpsuit, and I came up the stairs to 265, which was the holding tank. Man, they had about 100 dudes out of PA up in there, man. That mug was packed, yeah?
Yeah.
And, man, my homeboy, one of the homies, he was like, man, you ain't finna sleep on no floor because the cell was overcrowded. They had people sleeping on the tables, under the tables. I'm talking about packed up like sardines. And it was a 24-minute trip with like over 100 or something dudes in it, right?
Right.
So all the bunks was vacant. That one got 24 bunks. But when I came in, they gave me a bunk. As soon as I came in, they say, man, that's your bunk over there. So, I mean, the homies looked out for me, man. But, as far as, fights and stuff, once I got housed, they housed me in an aggravated tank, 278. Once I got in 278, You know, ain't nothing but gang bangers and murderers and attempted murderers up in there. So, you know, we was decorated every day, man, playing spades, you know, watching TV, you know, a bunch of youngsters, you know, like most of the guys in here got tried as an adult.
Okay.
You know, and they had a few older guys in there too. Like Darryl Johnson, them, they was older guys that was in there over us, right?
Yeah.
But man, we worked out every day, man, hit them water bags, you know, played TV, watched TV, talked on the phone, man. You know, made friends and stuff and waited till we go to court, get sentenced to our sentence, you know.
Okay.
But it was different. It was different from the juvenile because in the county, you know, in juvenile they give you your tray, they give you your food. In the county they don't give you your food. They just put all the trays in there and close the door. So y'all gotta fight for the trays. You know, if you sleep, they gonna eat you up. It's called sleep lay lose weight.
Yeah, I remember you said that. I remember you said
they gonna
that.
eat your food. So I mean, if you wasn't saying, man, you know, most of the time, man, my partners had my tray. I could just say tray if I was up. But you know, it's every man for himself, man. You have to be stuck down in there, man. You know.
Yeah, we'll revisit that one day. I'll put that in a different format to ask you about that specifically. But what I want to ask right now, so you go from juvenile detention, Texas Youth Prison, Jefferson County Jail, then you get sent to prison. So when you're in prison, you're 17 now, the working in the field thing, like, that's what they started you with a job to work in the fields when you first got there?
Yeah, that sent me to Ferguson, man. Ferguson was one of the, again, you know, Ferguson was one of the worst prisons in Texas, man. You know, we talking 35 years ago. We ain't talking, you know, 2000 or 2010 or 2005. We talking, you know, when Ferguson was Ferguson. M and N block. You know, anybody in the length of my voice know what I'm talking about when I say M block, N block, O block, you know, C block and D block. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that way.
Already.
So, you know, when you get to the big house, man, which I went to Ferguson unit, they gave me a job in the host squad. That's just called the field. And back then we went out 2 halves, man. We went out sun up to sundown, 6 in the morning to 12 in the evening, go eat. Then you go back out at 12:30, 9:30, 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
You working 24 hours, you working non-stop. Flat weed head hot. You know, when you're in the big field, you know, sun beaming down, it's hot. You know, you doing hard labor, slave work, man. Chopping them trees, chopping that grass with aggie, man.
Get out of there. Get out the field. I want to ask you a question. Now, so let's say you ain't used to doing all that. So let's say a field boss, all right, get that aggie, cut that grass. Like, that might upset you, right? And you ain't used to that. So what would happen if you and the field boss would kind of have a little fallout? Like, you might charge him up verbally. You might piss him off. How would that play out if you and him got into a confrontation?
Well, back then, man, the field bosses, that's what they do. They sit on the horse, they holler, scream at you, get to work, talk about your mama, call you names, make the horse fight you, all that, you know? And if you do anything they don't like say I tell them F him, you know, or man, I ain't fit to work. Like, you know, I get what he's talking about. You know, he got guys out there that's gonna beat your ass, you know? Straight up like that, man. He got somebody out there that in white, like you, another inmate, called the lead row. The lead row, he gonna call you out. He's not gonna fight, knuckle fight, toe to toe. Just about to get knocked the fuck out.
So I remember you telling me about that. You got in a fight with the boss man lead dude and you dropped him. What happened after that? Like, did you keep having issues with that boss man or keep having issues with that inmate? Or what happened after that?
Well, it's like this, like back then, you know, I didn't know the penitentiary politics and how things work in prison. So it was something new to me. I didn't understand it. So the lead hurricane got behind me while I was working, and he started telling me stuff like, man, get your grass. And I'm working hard, man. All I got, my hands bleeding, because my hands, the aggie stick and bust my hands all up, man. I got blood on my hands, blisters on my hands, and it's hot. And we going to work, and I'm like, man, I'm getting my grass. And he started telling, get the grass, man, I'm going to beat your ass. So he dropped the aggie, because the boss man took his cowboy hat off. That means get me. That means it's a key. So when he took his cowboy hat off and scratched his head, the dude dropped his aggie, told me to drop my aggie, come on out here. So I dropped my aggie, and we started fighting. So when we started fighting, man, I ended up dropping him. I hit him with a bad motherfucker and dropped him,
Right.
And every people was, like, it's different squads, Eric got dropped by the new dude.
Yeah.
So, me not knowing what's going on, but I knew the officer had told him to do it. I told the officer to get off the horse, and he's fighting me now. So, the officer was like, hey, pick up work. I was like, nah, fuck you, man. You the one told him to do it. I was kind of crying, man. I started crying a little bit because I didn't understand what was going on. The officer making the inmate fuck on me type shit. So I'm like, I want you now, you hear me?
Yeah.
So my cellie, which was the dude who filed in the blaze, he been locked up like 16, 17 years already. He had that type of, he was already 17 years in the system. So he say, look out, cellie, go back to work. I'll holler at you and let you up when I get in the cell. You good. So I went back to work, and a lot of guys like Slade, a lot of dudes wish their eyes at me like, I see you, youngster. Like, dudes is like giving me the thumbs up type shit.
Right.
So once I got in, I had another fight on the trailer like right after that, but another dude tried to swing on me. That was his homeboy. He tried to steal off on me, but he missed. We had a fight. But once I got in, my cellie told me, say, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about, bro, because you just work Eric. That's Mr. People's boy. He be knocking everybody out. That nigga be knocking niggas out behind for the officer, right? He be fighting for the officer.
Yeah.
So he say, man, just chill. Wait what happens tomorrow when you go out. So the next morning we went out. Mr. Peacock called me as soon as he seen me. Say, come here. I said, what's up? He said, man, you ain't gonna go to work today. Just come out, but just walk around, pick up trash. So I walked around with a garbage bag, picking up leaves, smoking cigarettes all day long.
Come on.
So I was like, okay. So I walked around smoking and picking up leaves, a Cadillac job.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know, he started getting me to do the same thing. Say, come here. Hey, I want you to whoop him. Don't call him out. When I take my country boy hat to my head, I want you to get that motherfucker right here. So I started doing the same thing Eric was doing,
Damn.
Fighting over that grass, huh?
Right.
But it's the field was like a boxing tournament, man. It was fights every day, all day in the fields, man. While we working, other dudes fight, man. Dudes get their finger broke, teeth knocked out. Blood all over their clothes. You know what I'm saying? We out there fighting in the fields in the hot sun every day, all day, man.
Let me ask you another question. I ain't mean to cut you off, but I want to get to this because it looked like we're going to run out of time. But when y'all come from the fields, that would look like a chance for y'all to like gather, makeshift weapons, sharp rocks or metal you might find. When y'all come from the fields, do y'all get searched or how that look?
Yeah, well, it looked like a football field. Just imagine a half a football field with 500 butt-naked inmates on it, standing on the half a football field.
Hold on, you said 500 buck-naked inmates.
Yeah, when we coming in from the fields, you got every inmate who work in the fields coming in at the same time. On a trailer. They pull us on a big trailer, and they got a tractor pulling the trailer, so the whole squad, every squad is on its trailer.
Okay.
So when we get in, the trailer probably be about 15, 20 trailers long.
Okay.
So so once we get inside the gate, they strip us out butt naked, tell us to get out butt naked, pull our clothes in a big cart. So we stand in line, they strip searches, cavity searches, make us bend over, find your cheeks, lift your testicles and all that, right?
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of them officers over there, man, they
What?
you know, they be watching you and commenting on your testicles, and you know, they treat you like straight cattle, man, like you their property, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, they talk about how big you is, how small you is, you know, and talk about one of them looking like a piece of tree water hanging from them, you know. And that's another thing they used to do. They used to have all the dudes, the black dudes on the wall. They got the long, you know, that moving dude, you know.
The manhood, yeah.
On the wall. And they used to surround them and just look at their dicks and shit, man. You know.
Sound like them niggas on some gay shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. That's how it used to go, bro.
And it's the guards, right?
Anybody? Yeah, it's the field officers, man. Most of them be, you know, like hillbilly country, you know, dipping their mouth type, you know, white guys, man. They used to get all the black dudes and put them against the wall, and they be commenting on their penis and stuff. You pointing at it, saying, look how big it is, goddamn, it's hanging to his knees. Look at that boy there, look like he got a piece of firewood hanging to him. God damn, what you got there, you know? That's straight up, man.
Man, them niggas on some punk shit.
Hey, yeah, that's how it was, man. It was really like to make you feel like, you know, break you down, man, to where you feel like, you know, you ain't got no kind of self-respect. They want to take all that away from you. You know what I'm saying? You know, take away, you know, your manhood, basically, man.
Dehumanize a nigga, sexualize a nigga, feminize a nigga. Niggas on some punk shit.
That's dehumanizing, man.
Yeah.
Peter gazing, you hear me?
Peter gazing like a mofo.
You have 1 minute left.
The boy Peter gazing.
Talking about that N block, man, that CNT. Talking about them 90s, the early 90s, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Already, man. Yeah, shout it out. Ride that 1 minute out.
Man, I want to shout out to all of them boys that was on Ferguson, man. I want to shout out to old Posse, man. Coco, JC, E-Ray, Lil Fox, man, Troy, man, Lil Stank. What's up, Lil Stank? You know what I'm saying? MC Ray, Bucky Love, man. You know, I want to shout out to Richard Lawrence, man, out of PA. You know what I'm talking about? OJ.
Yeah.
You know, I always say on Ferguson, Blue Hand.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
King
You know
Shoot.
what I'm saying? King Shoot, baby. What's happening? You know what I'm talking about. You was on that Ferguson, boy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Damn it, man. We went down through there, man. Say we still Trill casting and lasting. This is Trill Stories, original gangsters and hustlers. Man, that man done been through some shit. And we still just getting started. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga say a football field of 500 niggas buck naked getting cavity searched. You know what that mean, folks? Listen to me close. You know what that mean? That means stay your motherfucking ass out of prison. Do your best. Get out here, man, and live free, man. I know working, it sound and feel like some sucker shit, but have faith that things will get better and work hard to bring forth your dreams and your aspirations and your goals. Taking a shortcut sometime is really the long way sometime. Man, go through it. Do what you gotta do. but do your best to stay out of prison. And that's why we're doing this. Trill Stories. Hezeleo. I'm out.